Hi, thank you for coming. I'm glad for anybody who's decided to spend this evening with us, with Princess and I. Today we are doing some root chakra work, or not work, I hate using that word. I hate using hate. We are practicing a sequence intended to support our root chakra and help us to find safety in our own bodies, to honor our need for security and our basic needs. And Princess might be in and out as we practice this evening. So hopefully you're not bothered by her magnificence. I know it can be a little off-putting. But anyway, let's go ahead and start in a comfortable seat. And that can be in Virasana, hero's pose, like I'm sitting here on this pillow. Or you can come to Sukhasana, basically just a easy seated pose, cross-legged. Or you can go into Siddhasana, which is usually my most comfortable position to be in this sort of comfortable tall seat. It allows my hips to be open. It allows my knees to drop comfortably to the floor. It also allows my hips to be even, whereas when my legs are crossed, I might find myself kind of tilting one way or the other. So if you are comfortable in half lotus or lotus, you can definitely do that too. But I will demonstrate Siddhasana, which is basically where you draw one heel in towards the center line at the groin, and then bring the other heel directly in front of the first, letting the knees come down to the mat. If your knees are uncomfortable in this position, definitely take a couple of pillows or blocks if you have them available and put them right up underneath here so you can really just relax completely in the pose. So before we go any further, I want us to just notice our breath. Maybe if you like, you can close the eyes here, or you can take a soft gaze out in front of you and just sit nice and tall. As my teacher Zora at Indigo Fitness would have said, sit beautifully tall. And just think about drawing length up through the spine and the back of the neck. Focus on lifting the crown of the head towards the sky as you ground the sit bones into the earth, sort of pulling from the top and from the bottom, lengthening, drawing energy up and energy down. And in this beautiful seat, notice your breath. Notice if you're breathing through your nose or mouth. Notice if you're breathing into your chest or your belly. Just let it be whatever it is. And then the next time you notice your breath, notice how it feels from front to back. How maybe the front of your body expands and the back of your body stretches. Maybe you notice how the body expands at the rib cage from side to side. Maybe you notice how the breath fills the lungs from top to bottom. And with this last visualization in mind, notice again how the energy is drawn down through your legs and through your seat and up into the sky through your crown. Notice how your lungs expand from top to bottom. And maybe as you inhale, imagine that you're drawing your breath through the crown of your head, down through your throat, into your lungs, down through your belly, into your abdomen, out through your root chakra, and down into the earth. And as you exhale, let the breath come from the earth, through the root, through the abdomen, up through the belly and the heart space, out through the crown, up into the sky. So imagine that inhalation and that lengthening from the crown, and then the exhalation from the root up to the sky as you lengthen and ground your seat into the earth. Inhale through the crown. Exhale from the root. Drawing air and energy and breath. Letting yourself just be. And in this nice rooted posture, as you continue that energetic breath, think about being grounded to the earth. The root chakra is our survival instinct, our desire for self-preservation, our basic needs, our need to be safe in ourselves and in the world. And sometimes if you feel there's a restriction physically in the root area, which could be anything down in the perennial area, the root being the tip of the spine, kind of the tailbone, coccyx area. So if you are sore in your tailbone, or maybe down in your hip space, or if you've got issues in your abdomen and the organs down there, that could very well be a signal that perhaps there is a need that's not being met. And sometimes those needs simply cannot be met for one reason or another, or sometimes they are met and we just don't feel it for whatever reason, whether a past trauma, or maybe there was some interruption in the development of that sense of security in childhood. But whatever it might be, this could be, and not always, obviously I'm not a doctor, so if you do have some kind of issue in any part of your body, definitely go see your doctor. But that being said, we can do what we can from the body to the heart to the mind without necessarily having to analyze everything first. So just this act of being grounded, this act of being connected to the earth, this act of drawing energy through our central channel can make us feel safe and steady and at ease. And with the root chakra, our basic mantra here is I am. And if you ever want to try meditating on your own, that's a wonderful mantra to use while you're just taking a deep breath and reminding yourself, I am. In fact, let's all just go ahead and say that quietly to ourselves, I am. One more big inhale here, and let's take the fingertips to the earth beside us. Exhale, letting the elbows have a little weight, drawing the shoulder blades down the back. And then let's inhale, bring the palm of the left hand to the mat and lift the right fingertips up towards the sky, palm facing the left. You can continue to keep your eyes closed or your gaze soft. Maybe looking up towards your right elbow. And as you lift those right fingertips, actively press that right hip toward the earth. Feeling that nice side body stretch. Inhaling as you reach. Exhale, maybe to plug that shoulder into the shoulder socket. Draw that arm bone into that socket. But keep that right hip grounded. Last inhale here, and then exhale the right hand down to the earth. Inhale both sets of fingertips here. Exhale, relaxing the shoulders, tucking the chin gently to keep the neck long. And then inhale, bringing the right palm to the earth and lifting the left fingertips up to the sky. Reaching, inhaling long, pressing that left hip into the earth, grounding those sit bones down. One last inhale, making space in between the ribs, looking up the left elbow. And then exhale, bringing the fingertips back to the earth. And then let's go ahead and switch our seat. If you're in Sukhasana or Siddhasana or Lotus, switch the configuration of your legs. And then let's go ahead and inhale, reaching the fingertips out towards the sky, lifting the palms up overhead where the hands meet. And exhale, hands to heart. Letting a little weight settle into those elbows as you continue to inhale long, stretching the crown to the sky, pressing the sit bones to the earth. And then exhale just to find a little ease. Relax the jaw, relax the eyes, relax the shoulders. And then let's go ahead and come to tabletop. You can move any props aside or take this time to adjust your clothes or grab some more props or whatever you like to do. And then get yourself into a nice strong tabletop. Again, we're really grounding, focusing on pressing into those hands. Pressing into all four fingers and the two thumbs, 8 fingers. Pressing all the fingers, all those digits into the mat, kind of lifting up from the wrists, taking pressure off the wrist. And you can even walk back your knees a little bit so that instead of having the shoulders directly over the wrists, your back like this a little bit with them extended. And then we'll inhale, drawing our heart forward, lifting the tailbone up to the sky. And then exhale, rounding the back into cat, drawing the navel up towards the spine. Inhale, cow, and you can keep it soft and gentle or go as deeply as your body is ready for. And exhale, cat, pressing into those fingers, pressing into the tops of the feet. Inhale, cow again. Exhale, cat. Continue that with your own breath at your own pace. And then we're going to curl our toes under and let our hands walk forward again, just about one palm print away from the shoulders. And with the curls turned under, let's inhale into downward dog, lifting from the tailbone first, just peeling the tailbone up towards the sky, coming to our tippy toes, and then exhale, stretching the heels down towards the earth. And typically in downward dog, you want to have an external rotation on the shoulders so that there's space in between the shoulder blades. You want to have an internal rotation in the thighs so that there's space in the tailbone. You can walk your feet out a little bit. And if the heels don't touch the floor, that's fine. Absolutely. And you can even have the knees bent here. But if you want to try and get the heels a little bit more toward the mat, just in the interest of being grounded, you can walk your feet forward a little bit farther than you typically would to get a full downward dog, just so you can feel a little bit closer to the earth all the way through the feet. And find some stillness here. Pressing into the hands, pressing into the feet. Focusing on that grounded sensation. And reminding yourself, I am. The next time you inhale, lift the left heel up towards the sky. Exhale with the toes pointed towards the earth. And then inhale to rotate the hips, stacking the left hip on top of the right, bending the knee, and letting the left foot be alongside the right hip here. You can rotate the ankle. And when you're ready, inhale, the knee straight, left foot up towards the sky. Exhale, drawing the left knee in towards the left wrist and bringing the heel near the right groin for pigeon pose. Now, the full expression of pigeon pose would have your left shin parallel with the top of the mat. And actually, I think I'm going to grab myself a block. You might grab yourself a pillow here, because we want some support back here for the left hip. So you can tuck a pillow or a block underneath the left hip so it can be grounded into the earth. If the left shin comes forward comfortably, great. If not, it is perfectly fine to have the heel near the right groin. Toes are pressed to the mat and the leg is nice and straight behind us, with the knee in line with the hip and the foot in line with the knee. You can be up on your fingertips here, or you can come to the palms. Inhaling to lengthen, keeping the neck long. Exhaling to draw those shoulder blades down and back. Again, we're pressing into our fingers, pressing into the top of the foot, pressing down into the hip. And if you like, you can come forward onto your forearms. I like to take Anjali Mudra here, prayer position, and just rest my third eye right here on the tops of my thumbs as they draw together. And just stay here and breathe, noticing how the earth is supporting your body. If your hip is more flexible, you could definitely remove any props you might be using so that you can ground the hip toward the earth. You could come down to a full extension of the arms, letting the forehead come to your mat. Just inhale here and exhale, just letting the joints settle, letting them open. Maybe noticing your heart beating. And when you're ready, the next time you inhale, begin to walk yourself back up. Remove any props. Bring the palms back to the earth. Curl the right toes under and come back to either tabletop or downward dog. If you come to tabletop, curl the toes under and lift into downward dog. And then let's inhale the right heel up to the sky. Open up the right hip, bending that knee, rotating that ankle one way and then the other. Find a little ease. Maybe curl the lips a little bit. Find a little lift, a little smile. And then inhale the right foot back up to the sky. Exhale, drawing the right knee to the right wrist. Letting the leg come parallel to the front of the mat or have the heel in the left groin. Left leg is behind us now. As you can see, I've got a little bit of space here up under my hip. So I'm just going to kind of tuck that block right there so that I can be fully grounded. Inhale, lengthening the neck, drawing the shoulder blades down the back as you exhale. And then coming to your best expression of pigeon pose. Maybe bringing the forearms to the earth. Maybe stretching the hands out long, bringing the forehead to the earth. Or maybe coming to that prayer position where you can stimulate that third eye with the thumbs. Keeping the chin tucked to keep the neck long. Inhaling here, filling space across the shoulder blades. And exhale just to surrender the weight of the body to the earth. And when you're ready, the next time you inhale, let's go ahead and walk back up to our fingertips. Remove any props. Tuck the left toes under. And come back to tabletop. Let's take a gentle cow and a soft cat. And then bring the big toes together. Knees wide on the mat, and draw the hips back toward the heels into child's pose. Bring the palms together, Anjali Mudra, out in front of your head, and then bend the elbows, bringing your palms back behind your head or neck. Adrian on Yoga with Adrian calls this shark fin child's pose. And I love it because it's a fun name and it feels fantastic in the triceps. But notice what you feel in your triceps, and if it's not for you, just take a traditional child's pose with the arms extended. Or you could even bring the knees together and paint those arms down along your sides and come to snail pose. And let yourself be a nice little rounded ball towards the earth. Just surrender the weight of your arms, the weight of your head. Let your hips be heavy. And when you're ready, begin to roll up, breathing all the way like a little fern frond, opening up from the earth, coming up with the crown towards the sky, reaching the arms out to the sides, lifting the fingertips upward, plugging the arm bones into the shoulder sockets, tucking the chin. Take a gentle upward back bend here, opening the arms up into a V. Opening like new growth, coming out of the earth, looking up towards the sun. Inhale, victory pose here, victory mudra. Exhale, palms meet overhead, and draw to our hearts. Tilt the chin towards the chest, let the neck be long. Let the elbows be heavy. Inhale through the crown, through the throat, into the heart space and the lungs, the belly, down through our root chakra and sit bones into the earth, grounding us into the earth. Where we say, I am. And all that I am sees and honors all that you are. And we tilt the chin gently here and say, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this root chakra practice. I hope that you find safe travels in every path that you explore throughout this lifetime. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you find peace and joy. Take care.